from 2015. The Institute of Public Affairs IPA held a talk on free speech related to the 800-year-old Magna Carta. John Roskam and Chris Berg co-wrote a book on it called Magna Carta, a tax revolt that gave us liberty. Also, an IPA researcher gave a stunning piece of research regarding universities and the teaching of history. Only universities are not teaching history in Australia, and speech is not as free as it should be. One important part of history is British history, and only 10 out of 34 Australian universities teach it, possibly because the invasion myth. But regardless of why, understanding the importance of the Magna Carta is related to what it created it and why. People might know about King John from Robin Hood stories. He was a much worse king than those stories suggest. He lost the French part of England and wanted to raise money to pay for more battles. The barons revolted and created the Magna Carta, which the inept king sealed. The king wanted to be king and didn't care what he gave away, but he died fighting the barons anyway, after he failed to adhere to it. Once the document was created, it took on a life of its own. Thing is, governments need tax to work, and no one ever wants to pay more, so the only way forward is to spread the base or cut expenditure. The ALP are tax and spend style governments. Conservatives would like to cut expenses if they could. There is room. New South Wales could cut a quarter of her public service and still maintain and possibly improve service delivery. Unions would not like that. Conspiracy theory regarding guns. Martin Bryant and John Howard. Because the left hate Mr. Howard, they are willing to say anything. This latest is the conspiracy theory that Bryant could not have killed all those people as he did, as he is an idiot and should have missed, and people should have run away. And so Mr. Howard, according to the theory, exploited the tragedy to remove guns unnecessarily. The truth, however, is Bryant had military-grade weapons which were very loud. Scared people could not focus on the source of the weapons and ran everywhere, and those unlucky enough got close to Bryant, where he shot them point blank. It wasn't genius, and there wasn't a conspiracy, and Mr. Howard showed restraint, and some people still have weapons and licenses, but no one needs an assault rifle in civilian life. ICAC owes Cuneen an apology. ICAC are desperate to be wrapped up before they investigate the Australian Labor Party corruption. In this instance, they have overstepped their bounds and targeted a prosecutor who had no grounds to do so. They needed to say they are sorry. They should also pay her a lot of money for their corrupt activity. Adam Goodes and boos. He isn't being booed for his play. He is a gifted athlete, but a lousy representative as Australian of the Year. He is divisive and too likely to view things in terms of race. He needs a media advisor, not a rest from sport. Sport is what he is good at. But don't pity the 13-year-old whose casual bigotry was disgraceful. Goodes deserved respect for his athleticism, even for those who don't support his team. Anger over the death of a lion in Zimbabwe. Thing is, Zimbabwe is corrupt. We know about the death of one lion because Zimbabwe want to embarrass the hunter that paid them. Personally, there is nothing sporting with hunting, even with a bow and arrow. Even a lion has not got a fair chance. An air of expectation that a 10-year-old girl suicided to kill 16 in Nigeria and wound 50 others. No lions were injured by the girl. But even so, her religion may not have minded.